Hey, all, welcome to Geek Freaks, and today we're going to be talking about Maul Shadow Lord Episode 1 and 2, and I'm joined by Squeaks.
Sweetie.
So, we have these first two episodes. This is the latest in the illustrious animations from Star Wars, Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. I think one of the things I want to take away from this the most is the art style is an evolution off of Bad Batches, because I think Bad Batch they brought in this like stroke animation that we saw everything. This feels like it's a little bit more fine-tuned. Like that was heavy-handed. This is done a little bit better. And so that's my launching off point from this thing is I like how much the animation feels like an evolution or even just a take on it. Is that something you got out of this?
Yeah, most definitely. And they did a wonderful job with the colors in this animation. That it's we're messing with this dark tones.
Yeah.
With this noir type city. So you got your reds and your blacks, and it's sticking to that type of scenery. So yeah, I think they did a really great job with it all so far.
Clearly, we're in the lower levels of Coruscant, and
Mhm.
everything's a little bit darker. The blur effect is a big selling point to me. You know, we're talking about this on Threads. What to call this? I kept calling it like a instability blur. People were saying it could be considered a crackle, like Ren's got as a crackle, where like the lightsabers feel like they're not
Yeah.
contained, but also blasters have that effect, and a lot of the cityscape in the background has kind of a blur effect on it that looks like it's like the light is
Hmm.
not contained by lines anymore.
I did notice that with the lightsaber. So you think it's I mean, do you think there's some like story to that, or do you just think it's just how the
I think
art
it's just a
was
take. I
created?
just think it's a style, and
Hmm.
I
I
like it
think,
on the
yeah,
lightsabers a lot.
yeah.
I like it on the blasters too, but it is something that's just like, oh, this is unique. This is different. I just think it's there to make it feel different and new.
Yeah, that's hot take. I'd be very shocked if it meant something more than that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So coming off these first two episodes, what is your initial take on this so far?
Yeah, so far I'm not the biggest fan of the animated Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
I
really?
think they
Okay.
come out with great stories. Yeah, like Clone Wars did have a wonderful stories in it. Bad Batch I was falling off on. I didn't watch too much of Rebels, but when I'm watching this Darth
Oh,
Maul, I want to
Rebels
give
was
it a
great.
chance because it's Daddy Maul. Like I love Maul
Yeah.
with a passionately love that guy. I
Hmm.
remember us being at Disneyland on a Star Wars night, and they were looking for a Rebel spy. And I was like, "Well, Daddy Maul's punishing. Lock me up," you know what I'm saying? So, but no, so I think these episodes are doing a great to like show that he's on a rampage now for that vengeance within the
Yeah.
two crime lord, individuals. So uh I'm locked into it. I'm locked into some of the different characters that they have and the stories that they're gonna follow. Like Brendan, is that how you say it? The cop guy? I
Yeah.
think that's his
Interesting
name. I made a
character.
note here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like that they kind of are going like that cop scene with it. Just a normal guy that's kind of in this gritty universe and surviving or protecting his city. And I thought about that would be amazing on a big screen. I'd feel like if you were just to follow that individual and see how his emotions are when he kind of encounters a Sith or a Jedi for the first
Hmm.
time, I think that'd be a perfect movie. But I also like Devin, the little female Talak, saying that right?
Bullock. Yes. Bullock.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I'm with it. I don't think this stuff is certain characters are canon to when Disney picked up Star Wars. So I'm with the love and support that we get Darth Talon out of it. It just makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's like going super deep into the lore.
Yeah, so let's talk about how the fact that they're adding more to the world, and I think that's something that the animations do better than anything, like any live action,
Yeah.
where the world building, like you're saying, like let's follow that cop a little bit, let's see what that's like. That's so cool. I also like the idea of like, what does it look like when a Jedi is trying to hide on Coruscant, not in
Hmm.
some outer rim world? He looks like he's just a homeless beggar, and his Padawan is with him,
Hmm.
but he's still a Jedi, and he still has this tendency to help when he's not supposed to. We saw that get people in trouble before. Cal Kestis is the same thing. Yeah, I actually am a huge fan of the animation stuff. The fact you haven't seen Rebels all the way makes me question your judgment. I think you need to watch that, man. It's got the
No,
most
yeah,
emotional death in, I'm telling you, all of Star Wars
really.
is in
Okay.
Rebels. Yes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's worth a shot. I do like one of my favorite villains is in there. What is that? Inquisitor one, and I
Thrawn.
really do
Oh,
like him a lot. No, no, not
okay.
Thrawn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm not against it. It's just so many
Okay.
other shows. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta watch that one. Okay, so yeah, expanding the world is really good. Adding some characters to it is really good. The motivation of Maul, I think, is important here because it's not just to be the new crime boss or to reclaim his crime boss strength. I think on the
Mhm,
level higher than that, like he uses the crime boss aspect to as a tool to get his real revenge, and that's on
mhm,
Sidious. And I like
mhm,
how he
mhm,
name drops Sidious here and there, and then also when they're identifying Maul, the the cops have they have an urgent letter from the imperial thing or an urgent order. They have to report him right away, and they're like, no, let's not do it. But that tells you that Sidious wants his ass too, and so the emperor wants him, and Maul wants the emperor. I love that little back and forth between these two. It's a side project for the emperor, but still.
Yeah, it's almost interesting that we're going to see, or potentially that we could see, Maul meeting Sidious at a certain point, and Sidious kind of
Yeah,
already like expected it to happen and fall. What kind of traps that could be come out of that, and maybe Maul will be expecting those traps. So it'll be pretty like a little whole game of chess, maybe towards the end if we get that scene, that moment.
I just realized how much of Rebels have you watched? Actually, maybe I should be careful what I'm saying.
Oh, just say it. Just yeah, just lay it on me.
Okay,
It's okay.
so you haven't seen like the 2 seasons of Darth Maul in Rebels, then?
No, I
Okay.
know he's in it, but yeah, I have not.
Okay. Very much
Mhm.
so in it. So make sure you do watch it for that. Same with Ahsoka, same with Darth Vader. They're all in there.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So I won't spoil anything for that so that you do watch that. But yeah, that idea of this cat and mouse between the two of them, we know that that Sidious has a lot of other things going on right now with Palpatine, but it is cool to see that this never lets him will never let him live it down. Um any other characters that really stand out to you so far that you're wanting to invest more
Uh,
time in?
no, honestly, Devin would be the one.
Yeah.
From the it was funny because emotionally, when I was watching, the Master and the Padawan, it's now we know. And the Master was basically like saying, like, calm yourself, do the right thing, whatever, whatever. I was feeling for her. I was like, no, forget that stuff, like,
Yeah.
forget those, law enforcement, all that other stuff. But then you're like, oh, I get it of why he's so chill and things explain themselves. But I really like her because right off the bat, we know that's going to be a conflict the whole time because she questions those things or doesn't want to follow the way of the light like so much to the T like the master was. So her for sure. Was there anyone? What about you? What do you think? Any characters that stand out?
So the fact that Maul is bringing in more people from his race, and specifically we have Scorn, that's there. I'm really interested in Scorn, because
Mm,
he is voiced by. Let me get the guy's name. Boom, boom, boom. Dave Fennoy. Dave Fennoy is voiced. I promise you've heard his voice a million times. I'm telling you, no joke. He has voiced so many characters from so many video games, including Vol'jin and Bumsamdi from World of Warcraft.
mm,
So
wow.
we've heard his voice many times. But he's one of those actors that's so prolific that you don't waste him. And so I have a
Hmm.
feeling that we're gonna get some of Maul's cousins or brethren, trying to make a foothold for themselves in this galaxy in a world that's left them behind. And now Maul obviously is giving them a second chance. We also see that he has Mandalorians with him. If
Yep.
you remember Clone Wars, Darth Maul took over Mandalore for a while, and so these are some of the Mandalorians that followed him during that
Mm, mm,
thing. And as he left the Mandalore behind, some Mandalorians thought he was the better choice and went with him. So to see that he's kind of built this faction of people who are followers that follow him, and I'll just say in Rebels, he doesn't have any followers. So something happens where he loses these followers. I think that'll be quite interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I think seeing Scorn more would develop that story of him like being the apprentice to Darth Maul, and
Yeah.
that'd be neat to see where he can maybe manage multiple apprentices at one time.
And then with Devin, I know that people are hoping that, she'll kind of follow some comic book characters, some novelization stuff. Uh, do you see her going down the Sith path? Because I feel like right now she's just a rambunctious Jedi, but to go all the way Sith is a pretty big jump.
um, I really hope so. I'm one of those
Yeah.
guys. As soon as I saw her, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So I was like, let me do some research with the whole like if other people are thinking the same thing, which it obviously
Yeah.
should, Darth Talon. And that's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, well, that's not really like the story of Darth Talon, but hold on, I don't know if like those are really canon to that Disney now, and it just makes
They're
sense that
not
she's here
yet.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's like just do your own thing with it. That's how I feel with the character. Um, it- a surface level, it just looks like that's what's being set up. So, um, yeah, we'll see. But that's why she's the most like interesting to me right now.
They did the same thing with Rebels and Thrawn. Like Thrawn was one of the most beloved characters from Legends. They bring him
Mhm.
in and they make him one of the most beloved characters in canon. And so I
Yeah.
could definitely see them doing the same thing with Darth Talon, because that is definitely a fan requested character. If you're gonna
Mhm.
bring Maul back, you got to bring back Darth Talon eventually.
Mhm.
Um, I think that Sam Witwer as Maul is, one of the better castings, and he just totally he embodies the character so much that I can't imagine anybody else playing Darth Maul. When
Mhm.
he talks, that kind of like slow, almost like gravy, right? It's just like
Yeah.
it just oozes out of him, and it's just like, oh, I think I would have followed you too, buddy. I just think you would have had me, man. I would have
Yeah.
been right next
Yeah.
to you.
I would have been in a dazed trance.
Yeah. Yes, Lord, and then bringing out my own lightsaber, I'd be there, bro.
That's funny. That's funny.
uh, but yeah, it's just well casted, well portrayed. The world they're building, being on Coruscant, being darker, has been like no sunlight in this first two episodes. It feels
Mhm.
like it's
Yeah.
all in the belly of Coruscant, and I'm wondering how long that'll last, because Maul is a galaxy trotting individual. He doesn't normally stay on Coruscant, but that is where a lot of the actions are. That being said, when he's talking about the Pike, they're on Tatooine, so he's gonna have to go to Tatooine at some point to go chase down the Pike, because we saw that they're there from the
Mhm.
Boba Fett series.
Yeah.
That's where they're farming their spice.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is gonna eventually have to leave Coruscant at some point.
Yeah. I hope the menacing aspect of him, though, when he meets these rivals,
Prime boss.
that is still there, because I mean, we saw two like hallway scenes essentially. I'm like, okay, they can do a little bit more than that, but it's so brutal. I love it. So I hope like when he has those like high moments that it continues that pace for him.
We see a lot of times, like when Jedi's attack, they have restraint, and the restraint's fun. But it's also fun to see what it looks like when they don't have restraint. And Darth Vader's a really good example of that, but he's kind of that slower, more methodical slicing and dicing. But man, when Maul does it, he is
Hmm.
just vicious. One great
Jumping on
example is when he
walls.
had that
Mhm.
one guy above him, and then he drops him and
Yeah.
slices through him, and it was just like,
Yeah.
"That's so Darth Maul, baby." That was so nice. And you
Yeah.
don't get that out of Jedi's. You don't even get it out of the slow moving metallic Darth Vader. You get that only out of Maul.
Yeah. 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 You're right. You're right.
Uh, any other high points you want to make sure we mention, and then we'll start talking about some of the things we think that they need to improve.
Um, just man, I hate to say this because I hate the term just like character development stuff, but I think the new characters that they're bringing into this world, especially with the cop Brendan, something like that,
Hmm.
Brander, uh, I'd love to explore his story more and just to see what it's like to be a normal individual, just keeping the city safe.
Yeah, Brander, played by Wagner Moira, a cop that's
More.
taking the law in his own hands. He's not telling the Empire about it, and he's supposed to. So obviously, he's going to see the gray areas in the law, and I think he wants to give Devin a second chance. He seemed like he was like, "Come on, just tell me your
Yeah,
name, kid." And I have a feeling that's
yeah,
going to come back around. I think he's going to
yeah.
be a little more gray. I like how the droids interact with humans. I'm a big fan of that, because
Mm,
so many
okay.
times we see droids react with or interact with humans is beholden to whatever the humans want. And in this show so
Mm,
far, they're partners, first of all, in the police force.
yeah.
Secondly, when the droids were all beat up by Maul's men, and they were investigating it, the droid said, "Poor thing, he was killed for just following his programming." And I thought that is such a human thing to say.
Mm,
And he was saying it to the other detective, and the other detective didn't say anything, like he's just a droid. The other detective was like, "Gotcha," like almost like, "You're right, poor thing." And it
mm,
almost gives more humanity to the droids, more than we've ever seen. Outside of like, yeah, obviously C3PO, R2D2, those kind. But
yeah.
like generally, droids are always second class citizens, and this for some reason is kind of putting them on the same level.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not like catch that, but yeah, you're right. Right.
Let's look at the negatives. What is it that they need to improve after these first two episodes you want to see going forward? By the way, it's already renewed for a second season, so this is the time to make those changes.
Oh man, this is gonna be horrible for me to say this, but I don't really see a negative yet. I
Too
think
early,
everything's been
fair.
catching me. Yeah, I think everything really catching my attention, and this is something that, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the animated shows, but I do think there's a wonderful storytelling in them. It doesn't lock me in fully. So for me to have nothing so much right now, like you said, too early, I'm down with everything. Nothing was a bore for me too much right now.
What's
What
the
about you?
chances of you watching Star Wars Rebels?
I mean, I'll
Are you just
definitely let me
okay?
catch up on Invincible, and then I can play that in the
Okay.
background. Yeah. I'll be there for you.
Because I don't want you just to placate me. I'm telling you right now, I'm almost willing to like trade you something for it, man. Honestly, like you
Yeah,
make me watch something
okay.
that I haven't been watching because it is. I'm telling you right now. Of course, just like Clone Wars, the first few episodes, it has to find its footing, but it
Yeah.
adds more lore to Star Wars than anything else. It has the most
Oh,
heartbreaking death in all of Star Wars. Sets up one of the best bad guys ever. It is so worth your time. I can't suggest it enough. I mean,
I mean,
and Dave
yeah.
Filoni, that's his baby. Clone Wars and those are his babies. Everything you're seeing out of Star Wars now, because he's the one in charge of it, is going to come from those two shows. So, yeah.
And I should check it out because we have that new character, that purple looking animal alien thing in the new upcoming movie. What's the
Zeb,
next
yeah.
one coming out? Yeah,
Zeb, yeah.
what's the next one coming out?
Mandalorian and
He's
Grogu.
That's right. That's right.
And
And so
Sabine from Ahsoka. And Ahsoka, really, honestly, like Ahsoka's a big.
yeah.
The version of Ahsoka we're seeing in the Ahsoka series is from Rebels. So, yeah. I should just that.
Yeah.
For me,
Exactly.
I think it is too early to find a negative in this so far. I think maybe
No,
it
good.
could be a little bit quicker, but I think because they're going, I went in with it thinking it's going to be another Star Wars. I should have gone into this thinking it's going to be a detective noir story, and I would be much more on board. It would have been a lot easier
Yeah.
to adjust to the pacing, and I'm on board so far, dude. The actors are great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we have more Star Wars. Frankly, that'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll revisit this after the finale. And then also we have Daredevil, guys. Just as a reminder for that, there's been a new mid-credit that just came out for that, or I'm sorry, mid-season trailer that came out for that, that showed a little bit of what Punisher looked like in his
Yep.
movie. He looks incredible. He looks dope. And then the other thing I want to throw out there real quick while we're talking here, because we're not going to do the Geek Freaks this week, a regular one. We do have confirmation due to leaks, and I'm going to spoil something for you right now for Daredevil Season 3. So plug your ears if
Okay.
you need to.
No,
The
no, I gotta
Defenders
hear
are
this.
back. On set, we've had Luke
I wish I
Cage.
would have plugged my ears.
Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and yes, Jessica Jones. They're all back in the third season. They're on set taking pictures and everything with Karen too, actually. So
Oh, in third
that's gonna be
season?
fun.
Oh,
Third
because
season.
you're gonna. Oh, because that's gonna take place after Doomsday, right? Or
It should.
where are we
Yeah, I
at?
know. So I thought
Okay.
they were gonna film it far after. That's what I had first heard. But they're filming it right
Hmm.
now. So I think it's gonna come out
Wow.
next year. So it'll be in
Okay.
it might be in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It could be.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See. And who are they gonna fight? I think they're gonna fight the Hand. I think the Hand's gonna be the main bad guy for the next season.
And
Because
that's okay. Because then,
we're not gonna have Kingpin probably, right? Because he's not there for Spider-Man.
but the hands with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
And
you
so if
think
the
that'll
Hand is
bleed
like a
into
new
Daredevil as
menace
well?
for New York, what a great villain for the Defenders to
You
fight.
think okay? So you think it'll be that big? Or they'll
I hope
cross them?
so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
All right, guys, back to Maul, Shadow Lord. Let us know what you guys thought about that. Hit us up on the social medias. Let's give it out of 10 lightsabers, red lightsabers. Slicing through some random crime lords.
You know, I don't know. I think I would do it high because I don't have a lot of complaints. It's on a steady pace for
Yeah.
me. It's got its highs, and it really doesn't have too many lows for these first two episodes. I think that's gonna bound to happen soon. I mean, I don't. That's tough. I don't want to give it too high, but I might have to give it like an 8 out of 10. I don't really have
8
too
out of
many
10. I have to
problems
be at
with
a
it.
9 out of 10 because I really can't find a negative other than maybe
Okay.
it could have been a little bit faster. But other than
Okay.
that, yeah, it's doing really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Make sure you guys check it out. Let us know what you guys thought. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Mhm.